Hey guys, this is probably one of the episodes I was looking forward to in this box set. It's not that I remember it, but it's because it deals with a couple of things that I was hoping that it would deal with. Hey guys, welcome back to Coins Age Media. I am Rodney Stewart and I have been watching more of He-Man the Masters of the Universe. This episode definitely delved into a few things I was hoping it would delve into. Didn't give anything away, sadly, but it kind of went into an area I was kind of hoping it would get into. This is a Beastly Sideshow, and on the cover it says Cringer falls for a visiting sideshow star, the gorgeous pretty kitty. She manages to lure away the cowardly green cat from Prince Adam with her wily charms. And all too late, Cringer discovers that she is part of an elaborate trap to capture him. Now He-Man must storm the treacherous Snake Mountain to rescue his companion. That's what Skeletor's up to in this episode. His idea is to capture Cringer, which in turn will capture Prince Adam, which in turn will make He-Man come to Snake Mountain to rescue the two of them, not knowing that He-Man is indeed Prince Adam. And like I have said in previous episodes in this series, it's the Superman Clark Kent sort of a thing, and probably as bad a disguise as Superman and Clark Kent has. He just puts his glasses on like, I'm Clark Kent now. Similar to He-Man, it's just a different costume really, but great nonetheless. It does delve into the thing in this episode where they're towing the line of, is He-Man going to get found out as Prince Adam? Because when Cringer is captured, taken to Snake Mountain, of course Prince Adam hears about it and straight away changes into He-Man to go rescue him. And for some weird reason, Orko decides to tell Teela that Prince Adam went on his own to try and rescue Cringer, which means she, as head of the palace guard, and it's her job to look after Prince Adam, also goes to Snake Mountain to try and help Prince Adam. But of course Prince Adam is now He-Man, so we're going to be like, oh, is Teela going to finally figure out who he is? I don't know if that ever happens. I can't recall. Perhaps it will at some point, but it does say in each of the opening credits of the series the only people that know his secret is the Sorceress, Man-at-Arms and Orko. So if anybody else gets in on that secret, who knows. But the capture of Cringer happens by a travelling carnival coming to the palace with Beastman posing as the guy that runs this, and there is a shadow beast that he uses to do tricks and can beauty calm the beast. And the shadow creature grabs hold of Teela at the beginning of the episode, and she rubs his face and like, you're my friend, set me down sort of a thing, and like, he kind of gets all lovey-dovey and kind of falls for her slightly and sets her down. That's important because later on in the episode this same shadow beast is sent to confront He-Man while he's trying to rescue Cringer, and that's when Teela turns up. The shadow beast has got the upper hand on He-Man at this point, and she pops up and she does a similar thing to earlier on, and she kind of calms the beast and he sets He-Man down and he's all loved up again, and He-Man continues on his journey. Skeletor and Evelyn and Beastman have set another trap for He-Man. Cringer is in a glass cage on top of a cliff on the edge, teetering on, just about to fall off, and there's a trap door below He-Man doesn't know about, and there's a switch that if he gets to a certain point, if he steps on it, the floor will drop out from below him, and he'll fall down to an Octobeast, who we don't get to see in this episode, sadly. But another thing I did love about this episode is we get to see Cringer's courageous side, because whenever He-Man gets there, because Cringer's in the glass cage, he's kind of screaming, don't come any further, you're going to fall into their trap. But Cringer, realising that He-Man can't actually hear what he's saying, thinks the only way that I can save He-Man is to actually knock myself off the top of this cliff in the glass case. And he does that. And He-Man's screaming at him, don't do it, you're going to kill yourself, sort of thing. But Cringer knocks the cage over, falls off. He-Man catches him, sets him down, and he's like, he was completely surprised Cringer had it on him to actually do that. Cringer is terrified of absolutely everything until he gets changed to Battle Cat, and that gives him like a whole personality overhaul. He's afraid of absolutely nothing, and the fact that Cringer had done this in this episode is a big thing for that character. At this point, they're going to go and confront the villains, Skeletor, Beastman, Evelyn, and He-Man takes care of Beastman and Evelyn in short order. Unfortunately, Teela, still on Snake Mountain, has actually fallen into the trap they had set for He-Man, and she falls in with the Octobeast. Skeletor orders Octobeast to bring her into one of the entrances into Snake Mountain. The next we see of her, she's chained to a wall, so we don't actually get to see the Octobeast. I was kind of hoping they would have showed that there, but that might be something that Masters of the Universe Revelation might go down. Here's hoping. Or indeed, probably later in the series we might actually get to see the original version of it, but I digress completely. He-Man finally gets his final confrontation with Skeletor. Skeletor gets a massive upper hand on him this time. Demands He-Man to take him to Castle Grayskull and just let him in, and he's like, I'm not going to do it. Skeletor uses his magic to create all these mirrors, like illusions of like tons of him around the room, and the walls where He-Man and Battle Cat are starting to move in on them to crush them, and He-Man is on the back foot here. He's almost getting beat at this point, but he gets out of it with the help of a little tub of pepper that Orko gave him earlier in the episode. I completely forgot to mention that when it happened during the carnival. Orko tries something with electricity, and he has it in his head that pepper will stop him from getting electrocuted. Completely in the wrong line of thinking. Pepper is a substance from Earth, as he called it, and he thought it could help him be stopped from getting electrocuted. It doesn't help, and he does get electrocuted, but that's something for you to watch the episode to find out about. So he thinks, right, this is useless, and gives it to Prince Adam. So at the end of the episode, He-Man, being Prince Adam, still has this on him, and he chucks it down on the ground. Pepper explodes all over the place, and of course makes Skeletor start to sneeze, which breaks all the mirrors except for the real one, which is him, and he drops his Havoc staff, which breaks his power, and that's it. Skeletor is defeated in this episode. Teela turns up at the end, and she's like, oh, let's find Prince Adam and Cringer so we can leave. And He-Man is like, it's okay, I'll get them, I'll bring them back to the palace, it's okay, but Teela, do me a favour, I've got Beastman and Evelyn locked up downstairs, go take him to prison, sort of a thing. So that's how He-Man gets out of it at the end of this episode. But it does walk that line kind of in this episode where, is Teela going to find out the secret of He-Man and Battle Cat actually being Prince Adam and Cringer? It's to the audience member watching this episode, it is blatantly obvious who they are, but it's the illusion of the series. Again, like Superman and Clark Kent, you think to yourself, how the heck can people not know that this is the same guy? But that is the beauty of these sorts of shows. At the end of the episode, we kind of get a little part where Adam explains that He-Man give me this pepper. He says, give it back to you, Orko. And Orko again is like, that stuff is completely useless. I don't want anything to do with it. And Prince Adam is like, well, He-Man said this stuff actually did save the day by starting uncontrollable sneezing. So of course Orko has to try this here, and he sneezes himself around the whole room, and everybody has their wee laugh at the end of the episode. Great little episode. I enjoyed the crap out of this, I have to say. That, that's the kind of stuff I want to see in this series, is that fine line of, are they going to get found out or not, the secret identity thing. So I'm dying to get further into this series to see if that happens further. It has to happen further, because in the previous episode to this one, King Randor was actually commenting that he wished Prince Adam would show more interest in stuff other than fun. So that has to happen at some point. The parents are going to start questioning it as well, so I'm looking forward to that. At the end of the episode, of course, we've got our public service announcements as usual, and this one here was no surprise. It was He-Man come onto the screen to talk about courage, and I thought that he was going to reference Cringer's self-sacrifice moment in this episode, but he didn't really go that way. He kind of more or less says, courage can take many different forms. It's been strong enough to say no to people that are trying to get you to do something that you know is wrong, and having the integrity to stand up for your beliefs is a form of courage as well. So be strong, people. So yes, brilliant show, loving every second of it, guys. If you haven't watched it yet, you need to do it as soon as you can.